Today I'm going to show you how to make this super pretty. It translates roughly to shooting star bow, so I'm just going to refer to it as a star bow. Obviously I've made mine quite Christmassy themed because I've got this lovely Christmas girl clay. Obviously you could do other colours if you wanted to. This is poppy red and old gold because I didn't have any of the shiny gold that I normally use, but like I said, it's called old gold the colour and poppy red. And it's 1.5 inch ribbon, and it's on the lovely bow cards that Hattie at Crafty Koala made me as well at the moment. Look how pretty those are, and these are the bigger E5 versions, which are great for these big 5.5 inch bows. So that's those. Like I said, 1.5 inch ribbon. You need 4 times 27.5 centimeters, and obviously it's 2 red and 2 of the old gold colours in this scenario. These pieces here are 2 times 14.5 centimeters, and the base bow is 48.5 centimeters on a 5-inch template. All of that information will be in the description box below though, so if you forget or I've spoken too fast, it's always down there, along with all the links to my pages and Facebook group, which I'm very active in. So if you've got any questions about the tutorials that I don't cover in this, feel free to pop across and speak to me over there. So as you can see, I'm going to leave the base bow pieces for a second. Like I said, 2 gold, 2 red. And then we've got the 2 red pieces here, but you could do different colours if you wanted to. So we're just going to heat seal everything in the blue clear bit of the flame. And on these pieces, to make sure I get everything lined nice, so when we build it, I want to pinch in the middle at the end there as well. So we line everything up nicely. Okay, and pinch. Remember, blue clear bit of the flame. If you do it in the orange tip, you can sometimes sort of get like smoky marks on your ribbon, especially paler colours. Now when you're joining together ribbon like this, don't pre-seal them beforehand. Leave your edges just cut and don't seal them, because otherwise they won't stick together. So when you're doing it this, again in the clear blue bit of the flame, pinch, again, and what will happen is they will bind together. Might need to do it a little bit more. You sort of see it melt a little bit. Let's just check again. There you go, get that nice join, but it doesn't work if you've heat sealed the 2 pieces together already, because the two melted bits don't like to join. So like I said, unsealed, line them up, and in the blue clear bit of the flame is where you want it. Pinch, and you'll have both ends nicely joined together so that this operates as one piece of ribbon. And we're just going to repeat this on this piece as well. And if you're using the paler colour ribbon and you've noticed like smoky marks, it's because you're using the orange bit of your flame instead of the blue clear bit of the flame. So keep that in mind, and it will help you, and it will stop you getting any marks in the future. There you go. So there's your 2 pieces, and with these 2, we're just going to take 2 pins, and we're going to fold them in half, like so, and pin dead in the centre of both pieces. Now with these, I want the gold on the inside, so I'll show you how to do that and which way you'd want your colours when you do it. So there's a pin in the centre of that one. So whichever one you want the colour in the centre is where you fold your triangles in. So we're going to do triangles in a minute, and we're going to fold them like this, because that gold's going to create these pockets here. So like I said, whichever colour you want on the outside, you want your triangle like this. So that would give you the red on the inside. Okay, so we're going to do gold. So what we're going to do with the first piece is we're going to create a triangle shape from that point and turn it over. So we're working with this. Okay, and then with our 14.5cm piece, using that guide that we just did, so we know where the centre is. It's got a little fray, so I'll just take care of that. Take your pin and move it so it goes through 3 layers like this. So this is what you'll have now. This is the back, this is the front, and those 2 pieces are going straight down like this. And then hold this piece across with your fingers, and you want to turn it so you get the beginnings of a triangle shape this side. So like I said, it's like a twist, and then you take this piece straight under and bring it up so you get a point like this. Take your clip here and put that there, and this is what your first side will look like. And then in the opposite direction, swap it round again, about half centimetre up, well, about a centimetre up from your triangle, turn it over, and then bring that under and line it up so that that's against the other side of the triangle. So basically this piece is that side of the triangle. And this side is the opposite side of the triangle. So this is the shape you've got at the front. This is what the back currently looks like. And then we take this piece and we line that up with that centre again. And just move your 2 clips. This is the front, and this is what the back will look like. Okay, not that complicated. So we're going to repeat it again. Triangle down, triangle down, turn it over. So we've got these 2 pieces here. Take your extra 14.5cm piece, line that up with the tip of the triangle, repin 3 layers, hold it between your fingers, do roughly a centimetre up, and make this shape. And then take this and twist it under. So you go from there, you turn that underneath and line that side up with the triangle there. And then we'll repeat this side in the opposite direction. So centimetre, and like I said, remember it's tucking it underneath so it lines up with that. And we're making sure it lines up with that side of the triangle, the opposite side, and clip this side. And again, this is what the front looks like, this is what the back looks like. Just going to move that a little bit closer. There we go, and then we just bring that up, clip, clip, front, back. So then you've got the 2 pieces like so, and we're going to do 12 stitches in total, 6 this start side. So we go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the out will go up through the triangle. The first one on this side will go down through the triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 6th one comes up, and then we repeat the exact same thing the opposite side. And I always use doubled extra strong Goodband thread, which is this one, because I always pronounce it wrong. And I always double it, and I always use a slightly longer than average needle. I normally use a 7.5 centimetre needle. So from above, 1, 2, 3 should be going through where those layers start to join here. 4, 5 in that side. And as I said, the 6th one wants to be going up from beneath, and it wants to be capturing this side where the edge of this piece comes in this side, and it wants to be capturing all the layers and coming up through the triangle on this side. And then we want to be going down through the triangle that side, and again it wants to be capturing all those layers where this one joins. So that's 1, 2, just untangle that. The 3rd one this side comes through this join here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And your last one through this edge is your 6th one on this side. I've just got a little bit of creasing there, so just going to get that before. And then pull your ribbon through. I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail because I'm going to show you a trick on these ones that I find quite useful. So I'm going to take the clip off from this side, and again we're going to start from above. 1, 2, 3rd one through that join again. 4, 5, 6th one up through the triangle that side. Maybe clip this side, triangle that side, and as you can see it's going through that edge that side. 2, 3 over that edge there. 4, 5, 6 back up through that one. And then pull your thread. And as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches each side with the in and the out on each corner. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the back you will have 6 stitches on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And make sure you cut all your layers and that you're happy with everything, and that you're pretty even on both sides. The more even your stitches are on each side, the better balance you'll have of your bow. So now the reason I've left this tail here is because we need to cinch this bow, and it can be quite tricky on these ones with the multiple layers. So instead of restitching back through and stitching round in a circle like I normally do, the other thing you can do is leave your thread on your needle like this and leave your tail. And what you do is you basically tie and pull really, really, really tight, and it cinches both of your sides. And then make sure again you've done it super, super, super tight. Tie it off a good couple of times until you're 100% secure. This is the other reason why I'm using the extra strong Goodband thread. Cotton threads would not let you do this. You would not be able to get that cinch and tie off in this manner. So once you've got your cinch how you want it, as you can see, you just pop that so that they line up, and you get your nice curves on either side, which helps the sit of your bow. And if you want to, what I like to do for extra security is you cut this side off where we've tied, careful of your ribbon. And then with the excess thread that's still tied the other way, I go from beneath, very close to the centre, as you can see, and I go up through the side of the triangle this side. Just untangle the back. There we go. So up from beneath, and then we're just going to go over again from very close to the centre, because we don't want us to see the stitches as we wrap our centre. You just do another stitch over the back, and then I just do a couple of stitches in the back just to make sure that I feel 100% secure that the bow is not going to come apart or shift or move or do any of the things that we don't want it to do. So there we go. Super tight and secure now. We can move our thread out of the way for a second, and this is the part of the star part of the shooting star part of the bow. And I'll just give it a little bit of a tweak. Make sure it's sat all nicely where I want it to be sat. There we go, and that's what the bow looks like at the moment. This is the back, as you can see, and this is the front. Just manipulating it a little bit to get my shape a little bit more balanced. And then we've got the 48 centimetres here and a 5-inch template. And what I like to do from this side, I fold it over a little bit over this side, about 3 centimetres on a 5-inch template. So clip that side there, and we want to go across. And from here, instead of folding round, we're going to use this as a guide basically. So take that a teeny tiny touch over the template that side and use another clip across here. And then we want to move this so it's only about 1/2 centimetre overlapped here. And again, when you do this fold over, you want it a tiny bit over the edge. And I use another clip this side and then wrap that round your template. Another clip to hold it in place. And then we're going to take our needle and thread, and I'll count the stitches and show you once we're done. But yeah, sometimes I like the templates just to give it a little guide, because with this bow, if you place this on top, you can see with the tails this is going to be just a little bit longer than our bow, which is what we want. There we go. So from above, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 8th one back up through the top there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We will get 4 creases when we take this off, so you can take your clips out of the way now. There you go. So in 1, 2, 3, out, and on the back we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever the amount of stitches you have on the back will be the amount of creases that you get in your bow. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe as well. And then you'll get notified when I release new videos. I currently have 161 on the channel. So cinch this round like this and stitch off in the back. and pull nice and tight. And this is the look you will have at the front. And this is the look you get at the back. As you can see, the tails are quite long, but I will always tell you this, when it comes to tails, always do a little bit longer than you think rather than a little bit shorter, because that way if you make a mistake, say you cut in the wrong direction or you overheat or something like that, you've got a little bit more to work with. Whereas if you cut them too short, you can't add more ribbon, and if you already glued it to your bow, if you're more of a gluer rather than sewer like myself, then obviously once it's glued, you've basically ruined a bow. So like I said, do them longer and have that extra little bit to work with rather than not. Now I thread mine round instead of gluing, but like I said, if you wanted to glue them together, line them up so that they're centred, and then I take this extra thread right around that centre, and we're going to wrap it super tight, and you do this a good few times, 3 to 5 times minimum, and then you can stitch it off in the back. And also, doing it this way instead of gluing will remove quite a lot of bulk as well. And the other bonus is if you have really done something wrong, or you don't like the base bow, or as I've said, you've done your base bow tails too short and you want to add a different one, with this way, a customer couldn't take it apart, but you as a professional bow maker can take a thread unpicker, you can take it through your bow, and you can take that and swap your base bow out if you want to. So that is something to be aware of, doing it this way rather than the traditional gluing method. Just gives you slightly more options. So as you can see, the tails are a touch on the long side. So what I like to do is I like to take my ruler and I measure both sides. So this side's 4.5 from that corner of the bow, that side. And this one's only 3.5. So we want to cut them both down to at least 3. Might do a little bit shorter, but we'll do them both to 3 so they balance. So there's that side. And then we only need to take a tiny bit off this one. And as you can see, there's still a little bit, it gives you a little bit more to work with. So I'm going to go down a little bit, and I'm going to go and do a curve this way. And again, down a little bit, about a centimetre, and curve. And I'm going to take my lighter again in the blue, clear a bit of the flame. There we go. Heat seal your edges. This is a bigger bow, so I'm going to take one of my 60, yeah, one of my 66cm clips, because obviously it needs a little bit more balance. And I'm going to take my glue gun, put glue across the centre, turn that over, hold that down. Just so you know, when you do the cinch sewing method with these bows, you will get a natural curve like this, which I think sits nicer in the child's head when it's in the hair, because obviously your head naturally curves. So like I said, where you put the ponytail or like your pigtail sets, it will sort of curve nicely around the head. So like I said, if you ever wonder what that is, that's what that causes. So we've got a matching corresponding, this is the old gold in the 9mm. We're going to use this to wrap our centre. So open your clip with your glue on, hold that down for a couple of seconds before we wrap, and we're going to wrap round twice. And with this one, because of how squared this is, we're going to put a touch of glue over this to make sure our 9mm sits nicely across here, so it's nicely squared. Take the glue string out of the way and wrap round once, open the clip, round again, cut that extra off, there we go. Glue that round. And then there is one super pretty shooting star or star bow, depending on what I refer to it in my tutorial title. So there you go. Like I said, you can mix up the colours entirely. You could have the 2 colours, you could add in 3 or even 4 and completely mix up your colour options and your tails and all of those kind of things. Like I said, I made mine a Christmassy version to showcase this lovely Christmas clay that I've got. I also have this Christmas unicorn, sleeping unicorn felty, which I'm not sure, I may add to this one, may have a play around and maybe add some sparkles. But like I said, you can completely make the tutorial yourself, and hopefully you enjoyed watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all later. Bye!